RMD. Sometimes feels like a very crooked world. We know that the game is stacked against us from the get-go. We know that. You can see it. You turn on the TV, you see it. You go outside, you see it. You go to a major city, you see it. What can we do about it? You have to learn to play the game. You have to learn to play the game to the best of your ability, and you got to learn to win. And it's possible to win. You study the basics. Go back to the basics. Study the foundations. Study the foundations of the game. You got to be up when other people are down. There is a sine wave in life. You'll see it. You'll see people, they're in a good mood, and then they transition to a bad mood, and they come back up to a good mood. And a lot of it's cyclical, and a lot of it's driven by other things, other influences in their life. The news cycle, stock market, financial markets, the general mood of an organization, locally, local politics. You got to learn to be independent. You create your own waves. You create your own rises and falls. And when you see yourself falling, you got to pick yourself up. You got to remember what's important. At that last moment when you're ready to give up, you got to remember what's important and just put in that little extra effort when no one else can. One of the reasons IR exists, I think, is because we can do things at the very last minute when no one else wants to or can do it. We can jump in and do it. We're flexible, we're motivated, we're skilled, we're scrappy. We're scrappy. We get that training. I'm telling you, the training we get rivals all these other surgical specialties and procedural specialties, and we get that training in 1 year. And we get that training after doing diagnostic radiology for 4 years. And we're better than a lot of people that just learn how to do procedures and surgeries. But it doesn't mean we always get to do them. But when they need it to be done, we can do it. And that's the thing. We're there in a pinch. There's always going to be a market for that. Got to stay positive. Got to be active, never reactive. It's nice, it's fun to respond negatively and angrily to a situation, but negative emotions just don't change people. They causes people to run away, creates a lot of instability. Anger just incites the anger in the other person. You have to use positive emotions. You have to appeal to people's positive side. It's the only way to affect change. Sort of like that movie Inception. In order to create that change in that other person, he could have used a negative thought, but rather a positive thought, much more likely to stick. Positive narrative, much more likely to sell. And you're a salesperson. You're selling yourself. You're selling the field of IR, if you're an IR. The game is rigged, but you can win if you consistently pay attention, understand and learn the basics of the game, and play well, and recognize when the other person's slipping. You find your advantage, and you gain the advantage. You register the win. That's how you do it. Staying cool in all circumstances, never losing your grip, and just advancing when other people are falling down. So you can get there. It's possible. There's a path. Other people have been giving much, but you can gain more quickly for yourself, again, if you're motivated. I think this country respects that. That's one thing this country does respect still, even with all the bullshit going on. If you can work hard, you can run up a check in this country. I don't know if that's true in all the other countries, but in this country, it's true. If you're willing to work hard, someone else will take a chance on you. That's one thing about this country I love. And yeah, let's get out there and get it. It's RMD.